What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Rando Commando show. You guys know the drill by now. We take a completely random topic and we talk about it. I'm Ethanuel, this is Jonesy, and we introduce another member into our group, Sterling, and let's launch right into this next one. Whoop, whoop. So we're going once again back to some of our old roots with another topic we've done at least once or twice about board games. But this one we're going to do a little differently. Sterling here is a board game
aficionado,
kind of, so to speak. So Sterling here kind of launched open the doors as far as like opening my role to like, there's just more board games out there than Trouble and Sorry, Ethan. Here they are. One of the things that Sterling brought to, at least to my family, was deck building. Like, absolutely love deck building, and I have Sterling to thank for this one. And so ever since then, it's like, we go to a card shop, I'm looking for the deck builders. Like, hey, I'm ready for the deck builders.
Right away, deck builders.
So in deck builders, as you guys know at this point, like, everybody gets basically the same deck to start off with. It's usually 10 to 12 cards, and then as you play the game, you're purchasing other cards that you add to your deck. And you're kind of looking for like these combos that you can make with the cards, like allowing you to draw more cards, and like a lot of the times there will be just some style of victory points that you can get out of the game. Dominion is kind of like the first actual deck builder. You could see some deck building aspects in other games prior to Dominion, but Dominion was definitely that very first one out there. And so in Dominion, you were basically building like your castle type area with like some gardens and some provinces and stuff like that, and there was just 3 different styles of victory points you could actually gather. What was cool in that game though is that the victory points did nothing during the game. They make it harder for your deck to function, but they're the end game there. So but as games evolved, as deck builders evolved, everybody was like, Dominion just doesn't have much of a theme to it.
Right.
And then, so that's where Legendary was, and that's still my all-time favorite deck builder, because Legendary, right now they have tons of different IPs out there for Legendary, but it all started with Marvel.
Yep.
And so you could build these like themes and movies and whatever. And when I first got the game, of course the first Avengers came out. So
perfect.
Sweet. Yeah, we could play with these 5 heroes, and you actually had all 5 of the Avenger heroes in there, and you could play with Loki, and you could actually change the scheme that he was going with. And so like that's what made deck builders so much fun though. Is because they're a sandbox game.
Yeah, it's just different every time you play.
Exactly.
That's the best thing about it. Yeah.
That, and then like even like playing the game, you're like thinking, well, isn't it easy for like people to get like the same deck? And it's like, no, because like for me, one of my favorites is like the DC one, like DC deck builder. DC what helps is that like the heroes themselves that you get, because you get one oversized hero that you play as. So like you can play as Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, etc., etc. And so, but each one of them is like, you want to target different cards. And like, that's what helps divide, okay, like, are you building the same deck as I am? You're like, nope, because my hero is going after a certain type of card and yours is going after another. So like, that's my favorite part, is like, no 2 decks are exactly the same. Like, you may think it might be easy, but it's actually like, it's super hard for it to be like, I'm buying every single card that you are going to buy, you know, like, one last thing before we go, like,
the games you're playing currently, which one is your favorite to play?
Currently, I'm actually preparing for one that's going to be coming out here next month, or by the time this airs, probably sooner, but it's actually called Star Wars Legion. And this is a miniatures game, and I know with you guys, we've played some Star Wars games before. Imperial Assault was kind of the last
fantastic game, by the way.
I never got to play, but I heard you never want to open doors.
It is, exactly.
It's great.
It's a very campaign-based game, but yeah, we play with miniatures, but it's on a grid node.
Sure, yeah.
Like that. Well, with Star Wars Legion, they're trying to move more into the tabletop war game. aspect of
Ah.
it. So you play on a 6x3 table with a bunch of like different terrains set up.
Oh,
and
cool.
There's actual movement sticks. Typically in wargaming, you'll use like a ruler or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And it's all done in measurements. Well, Fantasy Flight Games, who's the company that does this, does an awesome job with like these maneuver templates, and they always do that with a lot of these games. And so you'll put this template down, move your guy, move a bunch of guys around him. It's really simple for players to get into, but it's got a lot of the hobby aspect to it as well.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I remember we started playing Imperial Assault, and that was just like if you've played some D&D before, like it has some elements of that to it, but it's
Very
a
light
little more,
RPG
a little more
kind of,
structured to, which I thought was super great. I don't know, a lot of like games like Smash Up and a lot of those other board
Smash
games
Up is great.
that you've played that have introduced to us have just been awesome. So I love cooperative games too, you know.
Right,
Like
right.
that's a super fun. Like Versus is great, but especially for someone, especially like me, it's like I'm not crazy competitive. So like I'm much rather do something cooperatively. Those games are just really great.
Well, and that's what's cool about like and deck building. Like even if you play cooperatively or like competitively against each other, it's like they're like it's not like a super competitive game. It's like you know, like Jonah said, like you can have like 5 cards out there and you're like, I may not be able to buy this card, so you buy another card, and then you have the other player that's like coming next turn going, you just bought my card, like what are you like?
It's competitive, but not like overwhelmingly
Right,
in a way. Like one person usually is doing pretty well, but you can have a lot of people that are close to the end and are pretty well tied.
Exactly.
But that's about all the time we got for this episode. I mean, we can go on hours and hours talking about particular games, but thank you so much, Sterling, for coming on and giving you your tips on board games and stuff.
And there's games out there for absolutely everybody.
It's true.
So
Very true.
Yeah, there's no like wrong board game for any particular person.
Right.
So, but if you guys want to chime in, or comment down below in our comment section, or leave a answer on one of our social media websites as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. These are the Rando Commandos signing off.